I figured out how to do rotoscoping. I just used some stock footage for this because it's just a test. But yeah, I can now put things behind things in videos, not just within them. The masking is a little rough, but that's just because I didn't want to spend 12 hours finagling a test. I can really dabble into VFX now. It's been a bit since I've drawn a creature of sickened flesh, but the time feels right for another. Though given the subject matter of this one, I'd feel a bit remiss if I didn't remind you that the current Community Art Showcase prompt is unsettling. So if you wish to take part in that, post it to the Discord before the end of the 31st. Anyway, here is the Lightkeeper, and I will see you in the next video. Hey, did you know if you go up to the right kind of tree and just kind of go... hang on. That happens? Pretty cool, right? You know what? Let's do something different. Promote some creativity. I'll do the background. You do the foreground. I'll post this picture both to the community tab and to the channel Discord. Tag me in what you create and let's see what comes of this. Your move, internet. I was going to texture this model more and do a whole animation with it where it was rotoscoped into behind a mountain on some stock footage I found, but I've apparently hit a point in complexity with it that doing anything else to it, including it giving it a more complicated texture, causes Blender to crash on me. Quite literally, the only thing I could do without Blender exploding is have the camera spin around it. This isn't even all the model was gonna be. I was gonna have, like, an almost Zora Magnaros, like, mountain rock pile on its back and stuff, but guess that's not happening. But if you want to see the full process of getting it to where it is now, before it stopped working on me, there's a long form on the channel. Check it out. No? Hang on. Okay, so if I just go generic normal, and then I can also do mapping bump map, then I can take that into Blender, map them with object instead of generated, put the base texture into the base color, then put the normal map into a normal map, and then that into the normal of the principled shader, and then I don't even actually need the bump map. Alright. That's actually really cool. Thanks for making me aware of it. Okay, so in addition to what I figured out about normal maps in the last short, apparently you can also use normal maps to take the details of a much higher poly model, in this case the Scrungled Suzanne, and apply them to a much lower poly model, this unscrungled Suzanne. To do that, you need to have them, both the higher and lower poly models be UV unwrapped. To do that, you select it, go into edit mode, press A to select everything, hit U, UV unwrap, but I've already done this a couple times to figure it out, so I don't need to do it again. You unwrap both models, and then on your lower poly model, you need to put in your image. You need to put in a basic texture, and then put in a image texture, which is where your normals will get baked into. So you select that, select your low poly model, and then select your high poly model. Go into render, set it to cycles. Down here where it says bake, set it to normal, and then probably set the extrusion to at least 1, and then hit bake. And this will bake essentially the shape of one model as the normal map on the other model. And once that's done baking, we can connect that to the normal of the principled shader of the lower poly model. And now our lower poly model has most of the details of the higher poly model applied to it. It's not perfect, and I'm sure I can refine this given a bit more practice, but yeah. More stuff to work with. Yay. Yeah, I was trying a couple different things with this one that didn't really work how I wanted, so ended up just having the ground consume him. Spider. I learn about the randomest things from you guys. I've never played either Mass Effect, and I don't really know anything about them besides it was Valve that made them and they were fairly influential. But now I know what the original player model concept was going to be. Because apparently that's what Ivan the Space Biker is, the original player concept for Half-Life, before they decided to go with Gordon Freeman instead. Like I said, you guys bring the randomest things to my awareness. The actual artwork itself, I tried to keep that really old video game visible polygon count look to it, but I don't think that ended up really working quite as well as I wanted. Honestly, in retrospect, it might have been a little bit better to try and do this in Blender as a 3D thing, rather than the 2D drawing that I ended up going with here, but I gotta wrap things up relatively quickly here, though, because it is time for me to start cooking a turkey. I did not realize it was that late already. So I was about to start working outside when I saw whatever this is, and like, what is this? Seriously, what is this? I don't know because I haven't put it in editing yet. What is this? I was working on something when I just realized I made a very huge mistake here.
Knock it!